Good morning, guys. Good morning. Good morning, Miss Lowe. Good morning. Welcome to the Fearless Morning Show, where we are having confessions and conversations about your everyday life. My name is Yamitra Jojo Waddell, the only Live Past Crazy specialist. So, what better place to be than here with me? Good morning, Crete. You are here this morning. You are here. And I'm glad about it. Y'all remember that song? I'm so glad. That was just a church song. Uh, I'm glad about it. In the country, honey, when the choir came out singing that song, all things is about to go down. And that tambourine got to going, it was over with. So y'all, I want to get started quick because I want to give this to y'all, and I want you to get it. If you missed yesterday's show, I'm telling you, please go back and watch it. Okay. This is water. I've taken to drinking water out of wine glasses. Again, we talked about what are we waiting on a while ago. So I don't eat off paper plates. I drink out of glasses. I eat off plates. I try to make my food look presentable so I can sit down and enjoy it. And so I do all the things because why is we holding all the china and the good clothes? Why is we holding that for what? Because when somebody says, hey, let's go out, you're going to be like, no, I don't want to. So I'll wear it around the house. So there's that. So let's get into it. If you missed the show, let's do the introduction. Please make sure you share the show because sharing is caring. Friends and family don't have Facebook, send them to the YouTube channel. They can binge watch all the Fearless Morning shows over there and subscribe. Welcome, YouTube. Thank you for being here. Make sure you hit that subscribe button as well as that notification bell. Don't forget, we have the podcast, we have the books, we have the movie, we have all the things. Let's get into, and I didn't mean for that to say custom pathways. It's just say conscious pathways. Conscious pathways. That's what it says. So listen, yesterday, if y'all were here, if we were here yesterday, we talked about all the things yesterday, right? And if you missed it, please go back and watch it. We talked about identity crisis yesterday. So today I want to talk about custom pathways. So consciously, you make a pathway to wherever it is that you say you want to be. Yesterday, we talked about that identity crisis, what splits and what happens right here. And then we cried a little bit, but I hope we got it. I hope y'all got that yesterday. So in the middle of your crisis, your identity crisis, and I am and I will be, you've got to understand that you are making a conscious pathway. Your conscious pathway is how you fixing to think. And this is my little sticky note to myself in January the 17th. The path of a thought, you have to be consciously aware of what you're thinking. So if I'm consciously aware of what I'm thinking and I understand my I am statements, I am creating a pathway into my I am. So I am cannot destroy, it only creates. So I am created the mold, it then fills it, right? So if I am creating a mold and I am filling that mold, I've got to be consciously aware of the path that I'm following. Good morning. Good morning. Peace and blessings, sister. So if I've got to be consciously aware of the pathway, right? If I got to pay attention to where I'm going, just like when you get in your car to drive, you got to know where you're going. You got to know where your thoughts are going. So in the middle, and if you missed yesterday's show, go back and watch it. In the middle of that identity crisis, I will be from a state of mind as opposed to of a state of mind. Go back and watch that show so you know the difference. Here lies my identity crisis. Here lies my conscious pathway. Good morning, Tammy. So my conscious pathway says I am intentionally sitting in the I am. If we're not aware of our thoughts, if we're not aware of where we're getting ready to go and what we do, my conscious pathway is going to be in the negative every time. If you've been with me, this is our 5th year, you've been with me for a while, you know there's 3 questions I always ask myself. What is my intent? What is my intention? And why am I saying yes? I may have great intent. My intention is to be this. Why I said yes is this. Those all have to align up for you. If we're not asking that question, then my conscious pathway is leading me down the path of what has always been, because I'm not aware of the thought. Y'all with me? So if I am creates, it doesn't destroy. We create a mold. We're feeling it. I've got to consciously get there. Good morning, Joshua. Meaning my conscious pathway, my thoughts have got to flow in the I am direction. So if I don't believe that I believe, then I'm flowing this way. I'm going to go in the opposite direction of what I said. That's how come some people can say, but I try and it just won't stick and it just won't work. What are we consciously believing for? What are we consciously accepting or saying? Because we know shaming ourselves is not going to help us heal. It's just going to make us mad, and we're not going to heal at all. Period. So on my conscious pathway, there's got to be some acceptance of a thing. Here's a quote: man's perceptions are not bound by organs of perception. He perceives more than senses can ever discover. If you're aware of your perception and what you can think, you can get to more places than what you thought. Okay. So, but first, you got to accept your conscious pathway. So if I'm on my conscious pathway, I know I'm in my I am statement. I know this is what I want to do. I've got to accept it. Everybody inside of me we have to accept it. Yes, you've got to, and you have to know the agreement. So we did a whole 2 days on that. What are you agreeing to? Every morning you wake up, you're agreeing to something. What are you agreeing to? Okay. That's on you. That is on you. What you agree to, what you think about, how your mind wants to work. You are consciously creating a pathway. Now, where you go with that pathway is up to you. Again, this is so simple that it seems difficult. Because if it was simple, everybody would be doing it. It's because it's that simple that everybody's not doing it, because they assume this life has to be hard. It does not. It doesn't have to be. If I'm consciously aware of where I'm going and what I'm doing, I know what I want to create. I've got to accept this part. So go back and watch Identity Crisis. I've got to accept this part of me that I say that I want. I have to accept it and consciously draw the pathway to it. Okay? I've got to show up for it every day. Consciously. If I don't accept it, it won't come to pass. If I don't understand it, even the beginning parts of it. So you got to understand a little bit about your I am statement to begin with. So I may not know my end result, but I know my destination. Like I know this is what I want to be. I may not understand every step on how to get there, but I've created the mold. My conscious thoughts are going to lead me there. I can tell you now that once you make a decision about a thing, your conscious pathway sets you up to achieve it. Meaning everything at that point. Yeah, the camera just went on the other side. So on this great day, as you are thinking about, the aware of where you want to go and how you want to go there, are you accepting your pathway? Are you consciously aware of where you're about to go and what you're about to do? Are you aware of that? Jojo, aware of where you're about to go, right? Where do you want to go? How you want to travel? How do you want to get there? Where are my thoughts taking me? So if relationships are easier, losing weight, like those things are easier to explain. So if I know I want to release weight, what is my conscious pathway to get there? If I want more love and I want this relationship, what is my conscious pathway to get there? The first step, there's 5 keys to live past crazy. Number 1 is to always be quiet. So I need to be quiet and listen to what I have to say, because people have given me words and told me what I had to say. Right? Right, Joshua, we have to imagine the possibilities. So as we are doing that on this great, most amazing day, and we're looking at our conscious pathways, I've got to accept where I am going. If you're a God's girl, and relating this to religion is easy because I think it's easier for people to understand it in a religious term, because we're taught that religion is the way to go. If you believe in God, if you're a God's girl, your acceptance of I am changes everything. If you do not accept the fullness thereof of I am, nothing changes. So if you read the Bible, it says, except, you come this way, it doesn't work. You have to accept these statements to be true. Your constitution says that you have to accept that these things are true. A marriage certificate says you have to accept that these things are true. Your college degree says you have to accept that these things are true. If you don't accept them as truth, they will not be. So you waste your time in the I am phase of saying it when you don't believe it. Absolutely, Joshua. A to the men. So if I don't believe my I am statement, if I don't accept it, the thing that I want to create never comes to be, because my conscious pathway is going to lead me down a different direction. That's how we pray and never get relief. That's how we say we want to be healed and listen, I'm just using this as a light example. Healed from mentally, emotionally, physically, financially. Do you believe it? Or is there a part of you that says, I don't think so. I don't believe. So it is in the acceptance of the thing that creates. And understand my conscious pathway, I create one that doesn't fit me. I am now a victim of my circumstances. I'm a victim of life, meaning nothing is working out for me. Nothing fits. I don't understand it. I can't figure it out. I can't get a good job. Nothing is lining up. Whether we consciously or unconsciously accept the good or the bad, you did. So you got to figure out for yourself, what are you accepting? What are you agreeing to today? Because whatever you agree to is what's going to happen. If I agree to have a good day, damn it, I'm going to have a good day. If I accept that, that's what happens. So if I am, and all of this kind of goes together as we are looking more at the I am and the mold and feeling it and the pathway to get there. So my conscious pathway to get there, good morning, Margaret. I've got to be intentional about moving into that space. So if I'm not intentional, if my conscious pathway is not moving in this way, what other way am I going? And in order to go this way, I've got to be accepted of it. I've got to accept that it is what it is. When you become completely absorbed into the acceptance of this is I am, I cannot tell you the people you will meet who will have the answer and or the knowledge and or the capacity to hold your hand and hold your space while you figure it out. They will arrive, and it will be as if it is by miracles and wonders to perform. Because your first I am statement, you believed it, you accepted it, you created the mold was filled, and you followed the conscious pathway. There are books on my bookshelf, I got 2, that had my mindset not shifted, I never would have picked up. The Body Keeps Score. Never would have read that ever if I hadn't first read the 10X Rule. Never would have read the 10X Rule if I hadn't read Highly Effective, the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. You start out in baby steps. The more you expand your mind, the more you fill your mold with the things, the more things become available mentally, emotionally, physically, financially. Conscious pathway. There are books that I'm reading now I had no clue even existed. I had no idea that a thought process existed like that. And what I'm also learning is that I thought that way or felt that way, but I was not consciously aware that I was doing it. So I couldn't articulate it as well as they did. And I'm like, wow, I'm doing that. But it wasn't until I fully accepted my I am, where I'm going, my conscious pathway, that the tools that I needed became available. If you never heard me tell the story, and I think I posted it yesterday, when I was in Puerto Rico 4 years ago, and things I learned on the water, and that water story about being my sister's keeper, please go back and watch that. I won't, for those who've been here, I know y'all don't want to hear that story 10,000 times, so please go watch that show. I posted it yesterday. And when you understand the pathways and how things begin to line up and work, it is wonders and miracles to perform before your eyes. But it all comes with the acceptance that it is so. If I don't accept I am, and I'm not conscious of my pathway, and I am only fulfills, it does not destroy. Whatever I'm saying, I'm creating, and I'm consciously feeling one mode or another. No matter how desperately you try to want something different. I don't want to live like this. I don't understand it. I can't do this anymore. I'll figure it out. Oh, in the sweet by. But yet, in the sweet by and by, you don't believe it. And so you don't believe it. So now you are subconsciously doing the very thing that you said you didn't want to do. The acceptance, the belief, the understanding. Yesterday we talked to, please go back and watch yesterday's show, that identity crisis. It's important to find out what happens right here, what lives here. And we read the Sister Rise mantra from the retreat. We read that yesterday to help you, to hold that space for you. So as you on your conscious pathway and you're having that identity crisis, your conscious pathway is going to help you feel the mode that you most desire. The tools are available. We just have to know to use them. You are safe with your power. Okay? You're safe with it. It's okay to yield it and use it. Some of us have the power. If Miss Cree is on here, she has the power to sell you the best house. She has the power to teach you another language. She has the power to be the best school counselor you've ever seen in your life. Period. If Miss Janice is still on here, she has the power to give you the most amazing retreat that's coming up pretty soon in the great Canada. Nova Scotia. Did I get that right, Janice? I promise you want to check that out. She has the power to do that. She has the power to hold space for you in order to do that. Joshua has the power to create. Tammy has the power to be a healing nurse. We all have our superpower once we accept it and begin to feel the mold of it. So if I'm feeling the mold of it, if Janice is creating her I am and the mold is created for this retreat and she is consciously following that pathway, it's filled. If I tell Cree I want a house and the conscious pathway is going this way and it never destroys, it only fulfills, then Cree has no option other than to provide me that, because I understand that I am and my conscious pathway is feeling that. Good morning, Miss Romaine. We're not here by accident, happenstance, or coinkydink. You are here for a purpose and a reason. To hear, you couldn't have heard this yesterday, the day before, and you can't hear it tomorrow. You had to hear it today. You had to understand your conscious pathway today, because that's what you needed today. Because there's a pathway that you're figuring out right now that the shit ain't making sense. It ain't making no kind of sense. And you need to understand that it's your acceptance of your I am statement. Never lose sight of that. It's your acceptance of it that makes it line up. So now your conscious pathway, listen and be. Remember when we went through the series of be bold? Be bold about the question, be bold about the answer, be bold enough to receive the answer, and be bold enough to do the work of the answer. We're in that being bold phase. In the center of that lies my conscious pathway. In there lies my acceptance of the thing. I am accepting, and I am that Sister Rise Retreat is October. It is actually going to be 5 days this year instead of the normal 3. We're going to go a whole week. And it's going to be all the things amazing. But you've got to understand and accept your I am statement. Understand your conscious pathway and where we're going. So on this great day. And it's going to be the most amazing day. It's going to be the most amazing day. When you accept the thing and you understand it for what it is. I am mold created. I accept that this is my fight. I then have a conscious pathway to it. So in your conscious pathway, you've got to accept it. If you're not accepting of it, the mold you create will be the opposite of what you said you wanted. That is the law. That is the law of polarities. That is the law of the land. It is the law of the Lord. It is the law, period, which you do not consciously acknowledge, you subconsciously ignore. So if I'm not paying attention to where I want to go, I can be led anywhere by anybody to do anything. My conscious pathway, because I'm not accepting of any mindset. I'm unstable in all my ways. And now I'm mad at everything around me because what I created was mass destruction. And go back and watch Identity Crisis yesterday. Some of us, our identity is wrapped up in crisis because that's what we grew up in. We grew up in trauma. Nobody told us it could be something different. And I share with y'all, I don't think I was ever told as a kid that, Jojo, you're such a pretty little girl. Jojo, you can be whatever you want to be. Jojo, you can. I wasn't told that. So as an adult, as I'm figuring this out, I'm having an identity crisis because my identity was wrapped up in crisis after trauma. after crisis. I then married into crisis. I then left it, and I still carried the trauma. And then I had to, we heal in layers. So you got to pull this stuff back. You got to be conscious about the pathway of pulling it back. Thank you, Miss Janice. So on this great day. Oh yeah. I rehearsed all of it. I'm a fan of counseling. I'm also a fan of understanding that if I keep going to counseling to discuss the same problem over and over, and I feel worse and worse after I leave counseling, I might need another avenue. I should use counseling as a tool to help me move past the obstacle that I leave behind, never to pick up again. It's not for me to keep reliving the thing. And then I feel worse off than what I did. The path of a thought, and this is my sticky note, y'all. This is what I'm reading. Y'all can't see that, but it says January 17th. The path of a thought, you've got to be consciously aware of what you're thinking. So on this great day, as we are doing that thing, as we're doing the most, okay? As we're doing the most, and that's okay. It's okay to do the most. I want you to have the most amazing day. Right, Joshua. At some point, we got to let go of that. I want you to be peaceful, period, because there's nothing after that, okay? Valentine's Day is next Monday. If you were with me last year, we did the 14-day self-love challenge. I'm giving it to you free this year, okay? So please, I put the link down here. Please go grab you a copy of the 14-day self-love challenge. Share it with somebody. It is free. It is a workbook. You can download it. It has affirmations, maybe some journal entries that you can use. A to the men, Craig, because we about that life, friend. So on this great day, I want you to be peaceful, period. I want you to understand your conscious pathway, okay? Where I'm putting some things together. We're still in the circle of me. We haven't left the circle of me. We're just in the I am statements of the circle of me. And so inside of my I am statements of the circle of me, good morning, Miss Washington. As we're in that circle of me and I am statements, I am does not destroy. I need us to be real clear. I am doesn't destroy. It comes to fulfill. Good or bad, it's going to fulfill it. You say it, it creates the mold. It fills the mold. Your conscious pathway leads you to the fulfillment of the thing. If my conscious pathway is not leading me to the fulfillment of what I said I am, it's leading me to the what I said I am not. That is the law. One of the two are going to happen. You can look throughout your life and see that happening. But you got to be acceptant of your I am statement. If you can't believe it like you believe it, it will fill another mold that you wish not to be filled. I am a believer of that. If I do not accept my I am statement, it will fill a mold that I wish not to be filled. And then I will find myself sitting on the sidelines, angry, mad, disgruntled, hurt, confused, mad, blaming everybody because I was not conscious enough about the pathway I was taking, because I did not accept what I said I am. I doubted my I am statement, and so it fulfilled something I did not want. I will be broke after this. It fulfilled that. I am wealthy. It fulfills that. There is no difference. It is the law. Pick one. If you don't choose one, one will be chosen for you. Whichever is the dominant thought in your mind will win. They cannot coexist. Good and bad can't coexist. This is not lukewarm water. Pick one. Whether you do or not, you just did. I'm just telling you. It is that simple. And because it's that simple, it is that difficult. And because we assume it's that difficult, it will be that difficult. And what you desire will never come to pass, because the pathway will be filled with destruction, anger, hurt, fear, crazy, all kinds of things, because it is filling the mold that you subconsciously chose. So on this great day, I want you to have the most amazing day. I hope you followed me. Are y'all with me on this? Y'all like going a little bit deeper so that we got the tools? And if you do, honey, we'll keep on this journey. So I hope you have the most amazing day. I want you to be peaceful, period. Please make sure you share the show. If nothing else, go back and watch all this week's show. I am on Monday. You really need to watch just Monday's show to understand Tuesday's show to get to today's. Okay. We doing whole master classes up in here. Grab that free 14-day self-love challenge and share it with somebody. It's free. And as soon as you purchase it, it is downloadable. You can download it and use it how you see fit. Okay. So I hope you have the most amazing day. I want you to be peaceful, period, because there's absolutely nothing after that. Yes, Miss Washington, honey, we're doing. I went back and watched Monday's show and took notes. Because sometimes I don't know if y'all, when it comes to me, I can't stop whatever is being downloaded into me. I've got to speak it. And sometimes I don't remember. I've got to go back and watch it and take notes myself and be like, dog, I don't even remember saying that. The power of the mind is an amazing, most miraculous thing. So your power is safe today. Do y'all want to read the sister mantra? And I really got to go. Let me read the Sister Rise mantra for you in case somebody needs some space for them to be held today, man or woman. I claim this space as my sacred space. This is my safe space. Here's where I revitalize my sacred energy. My power is safe here. Your power is safe inside of you. I acknowledge that I am a sacred being. Honey, you were created in the Creator's image. That makes you a sacred being. I breathe in healing and I exhale peace. Only peace, blessings, and abundant thoughts are allowed here, meaning inside of me. That's all that's allowed. I am peace. I am abundant. I am a woman who is rising. Rising renewed, rising empowered, rising limitless, rising worthy, rising abundant, rising in all the things, rising in the rising beautiful, rising accepted, rising full of love, rising free, rising creative, rising full of the breath of life. We wrote that at the ladies wrote the rising part at the end. I wrote the top, and it is to hold space for you if you needed to give you a little reminder of where you are today. So I hope that helps somebody. Hope you have a great day. Please make sure you share the show, and we'll go a little bit deeper tomorrow. And I'll see you guys here bright and early tomorrow morning. Have a good one.